You ever see a for sale sign on your own land and wonder, just for a split second, if you've woken up in a parallel universe? Because that's where this whole story starts. Halfway down my dusty gravel road to the lake cabin, thermos rattling in the cup holder, sun just starting to burn through that Arizona haze. I slam on the brakes so hard my coffee nearly launches into the dash, 'cause right there, sticking out of the ground on my private access road, is a post so fresh the paint's still wet, and a sign screaming in red, for sale. Sun River Realty. Viewings by appointment only. Let me tell you, that'll wake you up faster than any caffeine. For a second, I just sat there, engine idling, trying to make sense of it, like maybe somehow my property had annexed itself while I was at work. Then, just as that idea starts to sound less crazy than the alternative, I spot the next red flag. Black SUV by my woodshed, big vinyl logo for Sun River Realty on the side, and there's a woman in heels parading around with a clipboard. Worse yet, two strangers, 40-something, standing on my porch, one with a camera, one cupping his hands to my window, bold as you please. I'm out of the truck before the dust settles. "Excuse me," I shout, crossing the yard with purpose. "What the hell are you doing on my property?" The woman jumps, turns, classic realtor smile gone in a flash, replaced by panic. "Oh, hi there. Are you the seller's agent?" "Nope. I'm the owner. Randy Thorne. I've owned this place 15 years. Who told you it was for sale?" The couple starts retreating off the porch, the woman fumbles to shut off her phone, and the guy mutters, "Oh crap." Realtor's tapping her iPad, hands shaking. "I'm so sorry, sir. I was told this parcel was listed through the Sun River HOA. That it was community-owned, being transitioned to the HOA trust. I've had my blood pressure spike before, snake bite, fence collapse, that time the well froze, but never like this. This is private land," I say, steady as I can manage. "I pay taxes. I built this cabin with my dad in the 80s. Who gave you access?" She's nearly in tears. "I have a signed access request from Karen Wolford, president of Sun River HOA. She claimed it was abandoned, unregistered, under HOA stewardship for reclassification. That's not just wrong, that's criminal." "That's fraud," I snap. "You're trespassing." The couple's already gone, hustling to their SUV. The realtor apologizes again. She looks sick, packs up, peels out, dust cloud trailing behind. 15 minutes later, Deputy Rollins pulls up, local guy, broad shoulders, one eyebrow always raised like he's seen everything. "Everything all right, Randy?" "Not even close," I say, laying out the sign, the tire tracks, the open screen door, all of it. Then I hand him my folder, deed, survey, tax record, laminated certificate. I always bring it up here. Never thought I'd need it for this, but here we are. Rollins goes over the paperwork, walks the line with me. Sun River's boundaries way up the ridge, 400 feet north of here. Everything else? Yours. That sign's a joke. I want an incident report. And I want that sign gone. He logs it, snaps photos, jots down the realtor's plate, helps me yank the sign out of the ground. When he leaves, I just stand there on my porch, looking at the tracks where they tried to walk away with my life. I've dealt with floods, rattlers under the floorboards, bears tearing through my trash, but I've never felt this kind of violation. Someone rewriting reality with paperwork and patent leather shoes. That night, I don't sleep. Instead, I'm up at dawn, truck already packed, driving into Safford. County Assessor's Office. I want faces, not phone trees. The place is empty, humming with that early morning, no bad news yet energy. I introduce myself, ask for whoever handles rural parcels and HOA claims. Out comes Lyle, shirt untucked, hair thinning, handshake like he's worried about lawsuits. We sit down, and I unload, deed, maps, proof of taxes going back to Bush the First. He studies it, nods, matches our records. "You're good. Let me check something," types away, frowns. "This is odd. We got a form here, 334Z, filed by a Karen Wolford, Sun River Bluffs HOA. She's claiming abandonment, reassignment, non-maintenance, no owner since the 90s. That's a lie. I've got tax receipts, every year." He holds up a hand. "I believe you. But with a notarized affidavit and some winter photos, looked like the place was empty. A junior staffer flagged it as a potential auction candidate, and it got scraped into the MLS. That's how realtors found it. So Karen stalked my property, took pictures in a snowstorm, and filed fake paperwork?" Lyle shrugs, but promises to flag the file, attach my documents, submit a notice of fraud, and remove my land from any external feeds. "You want to file a complaint?" he asks. "Already have. But do it anyway." Before I leave, I ask, anyone else inquire about the listing? Couple from California. Wanted to start a wellness retreat. I shake my head. Nothing says wellness like grand larceny. Back at the cabin, my phone rings. It's Cody, my hunting guide friend. Hey, did you know someone from Sun River HOA called asking if I'd been squatting at your place? What did you tell them? Told them to take a hike. But they knew my name. My date's up there, which meant someone's been watching, keeping logs, collecting names. 2 days later, sitting on my porch, coffee in hand, heron stalking frogs by the lake, I spot a dust cloud, wrong direction, from the Sun River side, service road I'd chained off years ago. Silver Lexus SUV rolls up, chains gone. Karen herself steps out, sunglasses, clipboard, 2 goons in windbreakers with official badges. She walks up like she's at an open house. Mr. Thorne, I'm here to notify you that this property is under HOA stewardship pending review. Lady, I say, this is private land, you're trespassing. She's unfazed. Improperly recorded, lacks a residential license, now communal interest property under our plan zone. One of her minions tries to hand me an envelope. Back up and drop it. I warn. You step on this porch, you'll answer for criminal trespass. Karen pulls out her phone, calls 911. I'm at our lakeside community structure, and there's an aggressive man refusing to leave. Might be unstable or squatting. Please send officers. She smiles like she's already won. Cops show up. I lay out my documents, every scrap. Karen goes off. He's a fraud, squatting, threatened my staff. This is future HOA land. The deputy reviews it all, then turns to her. Ma'am, this parcel is clearly private, not within your HOA's legal boundary. And you've filed a false emergency report. Karen loses her mind, shrieking about common space, future plans, loopholes. The deputy just says, leave now. One of her sidekicks bails. She glares at me. You'll regret this. Ma'am, get in the car, the deputy repeats. She finally leaves, engine roaring. I sit on the porch, pour cold coffee, and just laugh. You can fight floods, you can fight fire, but you can't fight crazy, at least, not without paperwork. But I'm ready for war. I call my attorney, Marissa. She's taken down frackers, outlasted 3 ex-husbands, and once sued a corporation into bankruptcy over a water rights dispute. I explain everything. She asks, you want to crush her legally or permanently? I tell her, surprise me. She finds Karen's house, reverse mortgage, taxes unpaid, Phoenix Asset Fund just filed pre-foreclosure. Marissa gets us in fast, holding trust, offer on the lien all above board, nothing in my name until it's done. 10 days later, the lien is ours. We schedule the trustee sale, win it uncontested. Next day, Marissa changes the locks and tacks a bright orange notice to Karen's door, property foreclosed. New ownership, direct inquiries to Randy Thorne. I park across the street, iced tea in hand, watching as Karen pulls up, spots the notice, screams loud enough to scare the magpies. She tries the door locked. She sees me, marches over. You think this is funny? You can't steal someone's house. I'll call the cops. I hope you do, I reply, holding up the deed with the county stamp. She sputters. This is harassment. I have a board meeting in 2 days. Not anymore, you don't. She calls 911. Cops arrive, recognize me, review the paperwork. Ma'am, unless you prove fraud in civil court, you're trespassing. 72 hours to vacate. Karen collapses on her lawn, sobbing, mascara streaked. I don't gloat. Okay, maybe a little. You wanted to play the system, I tell her. I just played it better. 3 days later, Marissa calls. Karen's filed for a restraining order, claiming I ambushed her, forcibly evicted her, threatened her safety. She also challenges the trustee sale. We go back to court. The filings are solid, surveillance footage is clear, everything by the book. Even Officer Langston calls to warn. She's telling people you bribed the auction. Nothing we can do unless she files a false report, but stay alert. Within a week, the Sun River HOA board starts imploding. Resignations, leaked emails, neighbors filming Karen's meltdown. Turns out, most of the community hated her, just too scared to speak up. Now her tactics are public, her empire collapsing. But Karen isn't done. She sues me personally, for emotional distress, malicious acquisition, abuse of power. Marissa laughs, so hard she nearly drops the phone. The suit is shredded by our counterclaim, affidavits, ranger logs. Then comes the kicker. County assessor calls. Someone, Karen, tried to digitally reclassify my land again, this time caught and flagged for fraud. Now there's a criminal case, felony charges, and the DA's involved. Final act, county courthouse, suit pressed, records in hand. I testify before the grand jury. Karen's on the bench outside, all wild hair and twitchy eyes, clutching a pile of useless papers. I walk past. "This isn't over," she spits. I don't even answer. By week's end, a detective calls, warrant issued, charges for fraudulent filings, false 911 reports, criminal misrepresentation. When they finally arrest her, lights flashing, I watch from my porch and raise my beer. 2 weeks after her arrest, I stand on the lawn of her old house. My house now, sun coming up, everything still. I didn't buy it for revenge. Well, not just for revenge. I turned it into a guest lodge for disabled veterans and first responders. Cabin 2, same roofline, way better karma. Neighbors bring supplies, shake my hand. Turns out, when you stand up to the bully, folks remember. Karen sits in county lockup awaiting trial, denied bail as a flight risk. More charges come in, another forged deed, a river lot this time. Judge recommends 15 years. I file for damages. The court liquidates her assets to pay the judgment. I never see her again. But I do walk my lake cabin most evenings, grill burgers, fish a while. Veterans wave from cabin 2. One says it's the best place he's ever stayed, and that he can't believe it used to belong to her. I laugh. You're not missing much. Last thing I do, I mount a bronze sign to her old gate. Former residents of Karen Wolford, confiscated, renovated, redeemed. Your HOA does not reach this far. And that, friends, is how you turn a war of paperwork into real peace. Now, let me ask you, have you ever had to fight for what's rightfully yours? Where do you draw the line between rules and overreach? Drop your stories below. I want to hear every one. Out here, justice isn't just a word, it's a fight, and sometimes, if you're stubborn enough, it's a win.